Tanakaya ya Namo Aryajana Sakala Velojana Yuharajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagate Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Arya Avarukete Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattavaya Mahakarunikaya Pariyata Om Taratara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jale Jale Pura Jale Pura Jale Kusume Kusumawale Iri Miri Jiti Tomalama Panaya Shoha Namo Tanakaraya ya Namo Aryajana Sakala Velojana Yuharajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagate Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Arya Avarukete Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Pariyata Om Taratara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jale Jale Pura Jale Pura Jale Kusume Kusumawale Iri Miri Jiti Tomalama Panaya Shoha Tanakaraya ya Namo Aryajana Sakala Velojana Yuharajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagate Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Arya Avarukete Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Pariyata Om Taratara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jale Jale Pura Jale Pura Jale Kusume Kusumawale Iri Miri Jiti Tomalama Panaya Shoha Namo Tanakaraya ya Namo Aryajana Sakala Velojana Yuharajaya Tathagata Arahate jare kusume kusumawale iri chitti jwala mapalaya shoha Dhanatharaya Namo Aryajana Sakala Terojana Yuharajaya Tathagatāya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagatepe Arahate Samya Sambuddhepe Namo Arya Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattavaya Mahakarunikaya Kariyaka Om Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jare Jare Pura Jare Pura Jare Kusume Kusumawale Chitti Jwala Mapalaya Shoha Namo Dhanatharaya Namo Aryajana Sakala Terojana Yuharajaya Tathagatāya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagatepe Arahate Samya Sambuddhepe Namo Arya Avarukete Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Kariyaka Om Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jare Jare Pura Jare Pura Jare Kusume Kusumawale Iri Chitti Jwala Mapalaya Shoha Dhanatharaya Namo Aryajana Sakala Terojana Yuharajaya Tathagatāya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagatepe Arahate Samya Sambuddhepe Namo Arya Avarukete Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Kariyaka Om Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jare Jare Pura Jare Pura Jare Kusume Kusumawale Iri Chitti Jwala Mapalaya Shoha Namo Tanakaraya Ya Namo Ayajana Sakara Terojana Yuhalajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagatepe Anahatape Samya Sambuddhepe Namo Arya Avarukete Shivaya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattavaya Mahakarunikaya Tariya Taom Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jale Jale Pura Jale Pura Jale Kusume Kusumawale Iri Iri Chitti Twala Mapalaya Shoha Namo Tanakaraya Ya Namo Ayajana Sakara Terojana Yuhalajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagatepe Anahatape Samya Sambuddhepe Namo Arya Avarukete Shivaya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattavaya Mahakarunikaya Tariya Taom Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jale Jale Pura Jale Pura Jale Kusume Kusumawale Iri Iri Chitti Twala Mapalaya Shoha Namo Tanakaraya Ya Namo Ayajana Sakara Terojana Yuhalajaya Tathagata Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagatepe Anahatape Samya Sambuddhepe Namo Arya Avarukete Shivaya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattavaya Mahakarunikaya Tariya Taom Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Turu Turu Iti We Iti Jale Jale Pura Jale Pura Jale Kusume Kusumawale Iri Iri Chitti Twala Mapalaya Shoha Namo Tanakaraya Ya Namo Ayajana Sakara Terojana Yuhalajaya Tathagata Kusume kusumaware iribiri jiti Zola mapala yashoha Dhanatharaya Namo Aryajana Sakala Velojana Yuhalajaya Tathagata Allahate Sanya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarva Tathagate Allahatate Sanya Sambuddhate Namo Arya Shwaraya Buddhi Sattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarunikaya Karyata Om Tara Tara Tiri Tiri Duru Duru Iti We Iti Jare Jare Pura Jare Pura Jare Kusume Kusumawale Iribiri Jiti Zola Mapala Yashoha
The sacred tales say before his birth his mother, Queen Maya, had a dream. A beautiful white elephant offered the queen a lotus and then entered into her womb. The sages had prophesied the queen would give birth to a baby boy who will become either a great warrior king who will conquer the world or a holy man who would become an enlightened being. It greatly disturbed his father his son might become some kind of wimp or holy man. But birthmarks upon the baby convinced the sages the child must have a special divine purpose. One older, well-respected sage prophesied and insisted the baby boy would indeed become an enlightened being, chosen to bring enlightenment to the entire world. But after 7 days of Siddhartha's birth, his mother, Queen Maya, died, but he was raised by her very spiritual and loving sister. Many noticed Siddhartha was a very spiritual little boy. His mother's spiritual sister, the aunt who raised him, was also married to his father, but wanted only the divine will of the Lord for his life. The king wanted to prevent Siddhartha from seeing anything painful in the outside world, so he built the prince a pleasure palace, so he would never go out of the kingdom and not ever want to become a holy man, but only a warrior king. So Siddhartha was indulged in a sexually pleasurable life until he became 29. His father did everything he could to never let him see pain or suffering in the outside world. His harem was full. He wore the most costly garments, ate the finest foods, and was always surrounded by beautiful women. Shielded from pain and suffering, Siddhartha indulged in a life of pure sexual pleasure. Every whim and desire was satisfied. His earlobes were elongated because his earrings were so heavy in their weight in gold. Siddhartha was athletic, winning at archery, but because of his compassionate nature, did not wish to ever be a fighter or a warrior. By the way, his name Siddhartha means the one who achieves his goal. When he was 16 years old, his father tied him in marriage with his cousin Yasudhara. His wife later gave birth to a baby boy called Rahula. And during this life, he finally escaped the four walls and entered into the four great sights. The first sight was that he saw a very old man. So he asked his attendant, "What does this mean?" And the attendant said, "That's change. One doesn't always stay young and perfect." On the next tour outside of the kingdom, he came across a sick man and didn't understand what it was. So he asked the attendant again, "What does this mean?" And the attendant said, "Oh, that happens to us all. We all get sick." And on the third trip outside of the kingdom, he met a corpse. And now he realized everything is impermanence, suffering, and death is the real state of human beings. The world that he had always been protected from now shook him in the inside. He realized, this is my fate too. I shall also become old. I shall also become sick. I shall also one day die. How do I deal with these things? And then the fourth trip outside of the kingdom, he saw a sage, a spiritual seeker, someone who is living a completely different life, endeavoring to escape this suffering of impermanence, death, and this great suffering. This was something that touched his heart the most. At 29, Siddhartha was determined to understand the nature of suffering and how to overcome it, so he decided to leave his palace life. In his search for truth, he left his wife and son in care of the palace for 5 years. He rode off, leaving it all in search of the truth. As a sign of detachment to the vanities of his former life, he even cut his hair and threw off his weighty gold earrings. With his eyes slightly open, he meditated not to escape reality, but to face himself and his demons. Painful memories of his past would often come up and try to torment him, but he would let them rise and go. His ears permanently elongated because of wearing the heavy-weighted gold earring for so long, reminding us to let go of materialism, untamed desires, and greed. He fasted about starving himself to death, still searching for the truth. Then he soon found the answer. Meditation is the cultivation of the mind. Cultivation is like playing a musical stringed instrument. The string will snap if it is too tight, or not make any sound if it is too loose. Siddhartha realized this was the problem. Indulgence in sensual pleasure or extreme penance are attachments. Be at peace with the middle path for achieving the life of liberation of the body and mind. The middle path is the answer. Let go of both worldly and religious extremes. He learned the meditative state of mind is also sustained by healthy nutrition. In complete humility, he let it all go down the drain of emptiness, totally surrendering to the silence. He said the concept of God is beyond words. The answer is in the ineffable, too great for any religion to put into words. No longer controlled by the thoughts of his past or fear of the future, he is free from graspings. He abides in the present now of the present moment. Siddhartha woke up and became known in the Sanskrit language as the Buddha, the enlightened one, or the one who awakened. Facing his demons from within, he overcame both his passionate desires and pride. And he was shown under the Bodhi tree of meditation what are called the Four Noble Truths. That all of us suffer. That's what life, ordinary life, is about. And there's an origin to suffering and its attachment or cravings. And there's also a cessation, an end to suffering, to these attachments. And it's found in the Eightfold Path. The end or cessation to suffering is found in this path. It begins and ends with the right view, the correct view. The right view is to view the world through wisdom's view. The wisdom to see the world and all living beings through the eyes of compassion. And this is attained through following the Eightfold Path. And also we aim to teach it to our children like little Rahula. The right view, the middle way view, leads to the right thoughts, and the right thoughts lead to the right speech, and the right speech leads to the right actions, and so forth. Well, at the age of 80, he became ill. They say that he had taken some poisonous food unintentionally, food poisoning. But he laid his head down and he said, all individual things pass away. They were the Buddha's last words. The Buddha died peacefully. He never claimed to be a god, nor did he claim to start a religion. Buddhism, he said, was the science of the mind. Great psychology.